What's up, gurus? We got a super fun one for you guys today. We're going to take a rimless, I think they call it rimless. Yeah, rimless Aquarium tank. A frameless one wouldn't have a frame on the bottom. But this is a rimless Aquarium tank. It has no rim on the top, only has a trim on the bottom, just to kind of give it some sort of support. We have some pretty cool stuff here. We got a big old thing of Rotella rotundifolia that we are going to plant inside of this farm tank. We also got some crypts we're going to plant in this farm tank and some bucephalandra we're going to glue to some of this lava rock here. We do have a fluval planted nanolite that's going to run it on top, and we got some fluval stratum for our substrate. So we're going to get started on this, and this is going to teach you how to make a quick and easy aquarium plant farm tank. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and if you don't, just give us a thumbs up anyway, please. Thanks anyway. There's a subscribe button down here, and definitely get your notification bell on so you can keep up with how this thing grows without having any filtration or anything like that fancy done to it. So we'll see you guys here in a minute when we start adding substrate to this thing. All right, guys, so the first step on doing a planted farm tank is you need some substrate. So we got some fluval stratum. We have a ton of this stuff laying around. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up, and then we'll add a little bit of water and get everything situated. So keep your eyes peeled. And I want to go kind of deep on this just because I want these to do the best they can. So I'm going to shoot for around a 1 to 2 inch depth, just so the roots can really grab hold. Now, you don't necessarily need a substrate either. Some people will do this and use just some lead weights on the bottom or stainless steel weights on the bottom of the plants just to kind of hold them down. That's another option you can do, of course. You definitely don't need to do substrate. I just have a ton of it laying around, so I might as well fill it up and use it. Now, the way this is going to sit, the most light is actually going to be in the middle. So I just want to make sure that I have most the Rotella is going to be sitting mostly in the middle of the tank, and then we'll put the crypts over on the right side and the boost over on the left side. All right, now for the next step, I want to add some water in here just to kind of give it some grip in that substrate. All right, now to answer any questions about dirty substrate. Yes, the substrate will be dirty for a little bit. I am not worried about that. Just because of what it is, I don't necessarily need to see into it. It's not going to get that dirty. So anyways, let's get to the chase, cut to the chase here, and let's get some of this Rotella out of this cup here and get it planted in there. All right, so we got our crypts all cleaned up here, and then our Rotella mess, which will be easy to straighten out. Anyways, let's get into this. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to plant all the Rotella in the middle and all the crypts on the right. I'm obviously going to start with the crypts. They are a lot simpler to do, but the same idea applies to both. As with most plants, if you hold them like this with the curved tongs, 9 times out of 10, you'll stick them in the substrate and they'll just stay there. As you can see, like I said, if you just stick it down in there with the proper technique and pull straight up, 9 times out of 10, it will come right back out just like that. Alright, so there's your crypts. We got them all covered. Next up, we got the rotella, which I'm going to have to bundle up some of these first. Some of them are already in clumps, but like this clump here will be perfect in there. Now keep in mind, obviously these are all going to be really small, so they're not going to look like, you know, rotellas. They're going to look like a clump of grass. But like I always say, the end result is what you're looking for. The start of this project is never going to look pretty. These plants always have to grow first before they look good. Impatience will get you nowhere in the planted tank world. That is a fact. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go clean up that bucephalandra, and we'll move on to that. As you can see, we got all the rotellas in there and the crypts in there as well. So let's go clean some boost. All right. So for the bucephalandra, like most of your rhizome plants, it needs to be planted on rocks, wood, etc. for the best results. You never know how they're going to turn out, truthfully. Buces are really weird. They're often mislabeled as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to split it up between these two pieces of lava rock you see here in front of you. As always, I use cyanoacrylate glue, the super glue, Gorilla Glue gel. It is way more efficient in my opinion. Now, me personally, I like to put it on the rock and then stick the plant to it. Rhizome first, then you just kind of give it a little hold and it will stay there as long as the plant is wet and the rock is wet. Now I'm going to put 2 pieces on each piece of rock, just so in the future I can divvy them up between 2 tanks. But as you can see there, very simple. So I'll set that one aside and we will do the next one before we get this thing all ready to go in the tank. Now the downside of this super glue is it will turn white underneath where the plants go. That being said, it will disappear over time as the plants will cover it and you won't be able to see it anymore. So now if you need it to dry faster, a little tip is just take a little bit of water and just dribble it right over the top, and that will make the super glue dry almost instantly. Now I am doing this on a plastic table, so make sure you're doing it smart. If you're younger, make sure you ask mom and dad for help. Anyways, there's your bucephalandra on a rock. So what I'm going to do is I made 2 little spaces here, perfect for setting these up. Just like that. There we go. So now we got our boost, we got our rotella, and we got our crypts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this tank over to where I want it set, and then we'll start filling it up with water and turn the light on. Alright, so one more thing, you definitely don't need an expensive planted lake like this. I just happen to have one laying around. This thing does work great, so if you are looking for one, they are awesome. They're awesome because you can hook it up to an app for your phone, and you can adjust the settings higher and lower, you know, to kind of keep algae away or whatever you got to do. In this case, we really shouldn't have any algae problems, so I'm not super worried about it, but we definitely will not need it as at full blast, and I'll kind of show you that when we get there. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get this thing thrown on the tank here, and then what I'm gonna do is a little tip I've taught you in past videos is I'm gonna take a plastic bag and put it inside here, so when I fill it up, it doesn't stir up that substrate like crazy as I'm filling it. So let's get started. I'm gonna throw the light on there, and then we'll start filling. So you can kind of see with the light on kind of what I'm going for here. The light's gonna shine down mainly on the middle plants, which are the stem plants, and then kind of go to the low light plants after that, along with kind of bleeding from this tank and this tank into it. I think this will look kind of neat though. But yeah, let's get this thing filled up. All right, and there you have it. This is why I use a plastic bag. Do you see the difference in water clarity? Obviously the bubbles aren't there yet on the glass, but so clear, so fast. Definitely a great tip that I learned a long time ago. So anyways, let's see how this light turns out. That sure looks nice. We'll see you guys in the next one. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe down in the corner and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.